How's it going, guys? Frank Kersey here, reporting for you live again. Facebook. Interesting because we just ordered all the backdrops with my logo. It's going to be fantastic. It's coming next week. I'm in my workout shirt because I'm about to head and go work out and then come back and work hard for you guys. But I wanted to circle back to the call on Netflix. And very interesting because we said that Netflix was a great short heading into the quarter, if you short midday, and the stock went from around a little over 200 to 191. Which is a good call. We were right on it. Was it a big gain? No, it wasn't a big gain. Could have used options, whatever. But how many people could say that they shorted Netflix over the last 3 years and made money, which is cool. And it was an easy formula because my uncle's sister's aunt's brother-in-law is a psychic, and I inherited those genes. So I can guarantee you performance for the rest of your life. Just subscribe to my newsletter. That's how easy it was. In all reality, what I'm trying to do here is have you learn from my mistakes. And my mistakes is following the crowd all the time. And I don't want you to follow the crowd and follow CNBC and follow what's out there because it's so easy to get caught up in that. Where everybody's raising their estimates on Netflix into the quarter. But when you look at earnings in general, earnings that have come out so far, very interesting trend where companies trading near their 52-week high that have run up into the quarter, it's pretty close to a slam dunk. You could short these companies right before they report. So they're reporting, even if they blow out earnings, and I use Netflix as the perfect example because Netflix is the most hyped stock, probably has the biggest gains in the S&P 500 right now out of any stock. And I want to use that as an example where if we can make money on something like that, think about other companies. Now, Netflix blew out the numbers and the stock declined. But what happens if you take a company like UAL, United Airlines? Now, they didn't blow out the quarter, and the stock fell 12, 13, 15% over the past couple of days. We're seeing this trend happen a lot, but also be careful because you look at a company like IBM, blew out the numbers and it went up. Much different story, United Airlines and Netflix. Why? Because expectations were very, very low for IBM. This is a company I told you to buy around 140. Again, going over the ones that I'm right. I do have some losers sometimes, unfortunately. But I told you to buy at 140, and I received probably hundreds of emails on this one. And Frank, Warren Buffett is selling his position. Are you smarter than Warren Buffett? And the quick answer is, yes, I am. In all honesty, I can't hold a candle to Warren Buffett. But following Warren Buffett into technology is almost like asking, LeBron James, who's the greatest basketball player in the world, to join the Olympic swimming team and think that he's going to be an awesome swimmer. So his forte when it comes to Warren Buffett is not in technology. But if you look at the news that's out there, I want you to really pay attention to this part because you're going to see headlines and you want to use this in your favor. You're going to see headlines where IBM reported negative revenue growth for 22 straight quarters. That's a fact. But who cares? It might be 30 or 40 quarters. It doesn't matter because the company's getting out of the server business. So they used to pay $9 million and sell something for $10 million, which $10 million is a big revenue number. But now they're getting into the services industry. They're getting into some of the secular growth markets like cloud, big data, finally seeing this transition. They're a Dow component. All these Dow components are 100-year-old companies. They go through these cycles and ups and downs. They see the risks coming. IBM's doing a great job transitioning. Cloud, social media, big data analytics, all this stuff that where maybe they pay $2-3 million and generate $7 million. So instead of the margins being this big and generating more revenue, their margins are this big and generating less revenue. So who cares? So the next time you hear that on IBM, that they revenue is down for 22, 23 straight quarters, you should be thinking that that person's an idiot that's saying that and use it to your advantage. This way you can actually make money on the stock. We're up a lot on IBM. IBM is doing great. But the bigger key to this, and I'm going to try to keep these videos a little shorter, but there's a lot of things going on during earnings season, so I'm going to try to report to you as much as you can. The bigger takeaway is companies at 52-week highs that have run up into the quarter. It's the first time where the shorts have the ball in their court in a very, very long time, in years. You can only short these companies. If they beat, they're coming down a little bit. If they miss, you're going to see a UAL reaction, 10, 12% decline. But it doesn't mean you should buy the companies with low expectations, like we're going to see GE tomorrow, right? It doesn't get worse than that. Expectations are completely shit. The worst company in the world is a company that I actually recommended higher. But it's going to be interesting to see that trend because a lot of these risks, even a potential dividend cut, are factored in. I'm hoping for a dividend cut because the stock's going to get hit, and I'm going to use that to really purchase this company aggressively because it's going to save a ton of money. They can sell divisions. They can easily cover that dividend for many, many years. And even if they cut, they're not going to suspend it. even after a cut, that dividend's still going to be higher than most of the companies paying their dividend in the S&P 500. So I'll report back to you tomorrow. GE, let's see what happens in that call. Again, a low expectations. Interesting day today that it's up 2% heading into tomorrow's earnings. Let's see what happens. If they don't cut the dividends, it's going to go a little bit higher. If they do, I'm hoping it does sell off a little bit more this way. I can add to my position, my personal portfolio. But I'll report back to you tomorrow. See you then.